Good to see you.
Okay, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein, and today we're going to take a little bit of a turn here from the road to 100. I was gifted a build, and this build comes from CFE, and the really cool thing about this build is that, typically when you are slow mobility, you really aren't super interested in those kinds of builds because you just have the real problem of you can't go around things, you can't move quickly enough, you can't do stuff, and typically slow mobility is really frowned upon, right? However, this is a very special, unique case where I actually don't mind being slow mobility with what we have here. Um, if you're running a solo variant where you don't care about your partner, then run Dark Shout here. If you're playing with a partner or something and you need to keep them alive, definitely go with Modest Offering or Restorative Offering. Either one would be fine. But let's go over the build here a little bit from Weimer. And I know that's going to trigger some people, most everybody, but sorry, that's what it is. Welcome to my channel. So the Argent Wolf King Blade here is 100 block on Slash, which is nice, but it's 90 on Crush and Pierce. So in order to kind of make up for that, we have a guard booster in our item slot here if we need to defend against Crush or Pierce. And then we have the Damarung here along the way, as well as the guard booster here would bring you up to about 90, 98, 99 defenses here overall, so you could use the fortified Damarung as well, but this also has the charge heavy of 25% damage reduction coming into you, which is very nice. We also have two-handed sword mastery for that 20% increase to our two-handed sword damage, and then we have a whole bunch of willpowers up here. The strength is in order to make a strength of B, which this sucker right here needs a strength of B in order to actually wield this. So if we don't have this passive, then we cannot use this sword overall. Then we have Purging Thorn, which is, perfect ending game gift. So you've had to have gone through the game at least twice so far in order to actually get all of this. So keep that in mind as well, and we'll be playing here on max difficulty as we normally do. Then we have Hoarfrost Stream for crazy AoE crowd control. Then we have Walpurgis Fire, or really any of the 4 big nukes here, depending on what kind of enemies you're going against and what kind of element you need in order to go against whatever enemy. So keep that in mind. This one you switch out based on whatever enemy you're going against. This one's a unique and it's blood, so something like Mito, Skull King, those kinds of enemies, you won't be using this very much because they resisted so hard, but it is a 7 times multiplier, 1 times multiplier per thorn, so we're at about 2,000 dark value here, and so that would be 14,000 just kind of off the bat, and then with Dark Shout that would be 21,000 for Purging Thorn. So absolutely bonkers here. And if we use Cognitive Zeal in order to use it, because you need a mind of B, and we start with a C plus B, or a C plus mind here, and we're at 2073, so we should be around 14,100 something or another. Yeah, 14,500, okay. And then with Dark Shout, obviously, that goes to 21,000 here, and that is just straight damage here on the bag. But if you actually go against enemies, you do have to consider the fact that you're doing a blood attack here, and it's blood pierce, so keep that in mind. So then Dark Shout, good, 50% increase to any of these, and these are all big multipliers here, which is very nice. This is a 10 times multiplier, and you can see that here. So there's half of it, or sorry, 3 and 3, yeah, so it's like a 7 times multiplier, almost 6 and a bit, almost 7, sorry. And then this one's a 6.5 times. And so here Walpurgis Fire, yeah, so pretty big overall. I think this one's a 6.75 if I remember right, but it comes in 2 halves, so keep that in mind. Then we have Field of Thirst, which is great for, recovering Ichor at a distance. And so you use your big damage, and then you go for this, and you recover all 12 I-core. Yeah, 12 I-core recovery. So that's pretty nice if you get on one target, and if you get that target to stay in the field. Now, if you're getting surrounded by several enemies and you cast this, any enemy that is in the circle will also grant you I-core recovery as well. So if you have like 3 enemies or something, and they're right on top of you, and they all jump in the circle, you're getting 3 I-core per like half second or whatever, or quarter second, and that can add up really, really quick. Then we have Cleansing Light, obviously damage recovery, and Cognitive Zeal just to make Purging Thorn work and give us a little bit of extra dark value as well. And then Bloodsucking Blades to basically more than double our excuse me, our value here at 0.6 on our drain rating. And this is kind of unfair with the Argent Wolf King Blade, and if you're really, really having I-core problems, then you go for the Devour version here. So let me show you this. So when these are running, you're at a 1.26 here, and on this you're at a 1.89, which is absolutely stupid. This is like so much I-core recovery, you almost can't even handle it. So let me show you what I mean. So let's go to the Misty Ruins, and this build absolutely shreds pretty much anything, just about anything. So let me show you the I-core recovery standard base here with the fortified, and we'll see how this goes. So let's get our basic buffs going here before we head on over and just kind of shrek some dudes here. Okay, and the other bad part, or the good part, I guess you could say, about this build is that it has the Argent Wolf King Blade, and that is like a monstrous blade for what we're doing here. And and we can take some damage. And the crazy thing is this alternate heavy attack here, or the regular heavy attack. It has, you know, as you guys have seen in the past, which is why I don't use this weapon, is because it's pretty cheaty, and as you can see there, you can like infinite stagger these guys over and over and over and over, and it's kind of super unfair, but that's completely fine, and so you can absolutely destroy basically anything you come up against here. And we'll just delete him with Dark Shout, which is nice. And as you can see, we're getting all kinds of I-core back anyways, so it's really not a problem to fight enemies when you're adventuring. This build excels in adventuring. It is like an S++, SS++ adventuring build. Bossing, it's fairly situational. For example, here we'll definitely go for Ice. Purging Thorn, we'll just keep it for what we're doing. And keeping Eva along here is pretty good for that speed increase in your gifts, which is very nice. Okay, then for fighting Eva on Eva here. Okay. Alright. Oops. Okay, we messed that up pretty bad there. Alright. And then we have the crazy stagger ability here. Okay. Let's use our gifts while we have them. Okay. Oh, I don't know if that hit big time. Oh well. Let's go ahead and heal up here. Let's go for, you know, big damage here. And the big stagger. Big time staggers, which is great. There we go. Okay, and we're leaking here, which is completely fine. Okay. And you can see that even though we are leaking, it's completely fine. We're never really in any super kind of danger, and even though we're normal mobility here, or slow mobility, we can take down a boss pretty simply and pretty easily overall, all things considered. Now, if we go to the Queen's Knight Reborn, he, since he resists blood pretty hard, as I don't know if you guys know that, but he does. And so we'll see how Purging Thorn does versus him. But because our damage is so crazy high, I mean, even if you resist 40% of 21,000 damage, that's still quite a bit of damage overall that we can put out no problem. Okay, so, and then we'll do a couple of invasions, and you can see how we operate in invasions. Okay, so now for this guy, let's go for the Devour version here, and I'll show you the crazy amount of Ichor recovery here that you can come up with. Oops. Ouch. Okay. Thank you, Eva. Oh. Yep, we're dead. Okay, well that was a pretty bad intro there to him. We didn't have a good setup there at all, but you can start to see that the Ichor recovery here will be just astronomically bonkers off the shelf. So we'll have to tank up here, and also we can use the Dameron obviously to get our defenses up and our just that charge attack to ensure that we, aren't taking as much damage as we should. Okay, let's grab this. Okay, and then let's go for the charge attack here. Good. Alright. Now we will, get a huge amount of Ichor back here. You can see there that we're already, like, crazy amounts. Okay, look at that. Already back to all kinds of Ichor here. Okay. Good. Whoops. See, and now we don't have a recovery for Eva, which is not nice at all. Okay. See, 7,000 damage. So it's he's got a pretty heavy blood resist, but good thing we are. Oh, but good thing we have the Devour version here. Okay, we definitely didn't do well there on that attempt either, and Eva died. And this is where, if you're playing with a co-op partner or something, it will definitely help. Now, since he does blood and we have like 0 blood defense here at 28, this is not exactly, the best ideal case of this. So we'll go back to the fortified just for here. Okay, we'll get some. And this is the other thing that this sword can do, is it can block most of his attacks, because he does a lot of slash damage. Oh, come on. Oh, he's going after me. Okay. Yep. Okay. Oh, wow. Ouch. Alright. Good. Yeah, sure, you do that. Where is he? I can't see him. Eva? Nope. Okay. Yeah, so he's given us a little bit of a rough time here. The time I fought him kind of in the practice run, he just kind of evaporated, which was really nice. And this time he's jumpy, giving us a whole bunch of problems here. But that's not a problem. in any regard because he is a lot of fun to fight. I think he's a bit too jumpy in the uh, other phases, but just my opinion. Okay. Come on. Oh, I didn't get him staggered out of this. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, we didn't get him staggered out of his bleak phase either. Unfortunate. And you can block everything except that that shield bash, obviously, as you can see there. Okay. So we are leaking, which is a problem, to say the least. But because we can block him here, it's very nice. And then there we go. Okay, finally. Good grief. But it can boss very, 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 very well overall. It's a great, great, great bossing build and everything. But where this thing excels, where this build super, super, super excels, is the fact that it can adventure exceptionally well. So we'll keep lightning here on our big nuke there. So we'll keep that in mind. And then the other thing about this weapon is it has the knockdown from the alternate light attack, where you can poke enemies and throw them to the ground pretty easily, pretty simply, with not really any kind of issue. And you can see that we are definitely not having a huge amount of ichor here, so keep that in mind. Okay. But we can recover ichor pretty quickly, but if you really want it, again, you go to that Devour version, and my goodness, will you recover ichor like crazy. So keep that in mind as well. Okay. Okay. And with this lady, whoops, we can stagger her pretty easily overall. And remember that we have 100% block on slash, so keep that in mind. So we'll go for guard booster here, and that's 10% up on our defenses, so we're at 99, which is very, very nice. Where's the thing? There we go. Okay, and we'll just get rid of these enemies. So that's very, very nice. Oh, come on, Eva. Okay, we'll take them out. We'll get rid of this guy. We'll go for a Purging Thorn here, just because. Okay, so you can see the amount of enemies that were running through the Field of Thirst there. They were getting back all of our amazing ichor recovery there, which is very, very nice. Okay, they're all back here. So they're all standing in the pool there, which is great. Who's hitting me? Okay, and we can basically infinite stagger everybody. Okay, and the most favorite wonderful person is here. So we have to back up here. Okay. Okay, so there's an invasion, and you can see just how well this thing operates in an adventuring scenario instead of running against a boss where you have smaller enemies that can die pretty much instantly. They can get knocked down, they can get thrown around by everything. This build is absolutely crazy for adventuring. If you've wanted a build where you had really good adventuring abilities, this is definitely one of them. And if we were to switch partners to somebody different, like Io or something, I chose Eva because, well, one, Eva, and then I chose her also because of her gift accelerator. And if we go and do probably the number one hardest invasion in the entire game, except for how to fake it out and cheese it. If you actually try and actually uh, the fully run the invasion here, we'll go for an anti-inhibit, and we'll go for the devour version, so you can see the crazy increase in your ichor recovery here versus enemies. So as we adventure through here, you'll notice that, I mean, even though the enemies are tough, they are kind of mid-tier enemies at this point in the game, and so keep that in mind. And so we'll go for a couple of parries here just to get ourselves up and running. But yeah, it'll be pretty interesting how fast we get back all of our ichor and everything. Okay, you can see we're almost back up to full ichor. In fact, we're basically at full ichor. And let's go for a guard booster here and a gift accelerator. Okay, and let's get rid of this lady first, just so it's not as difficult. And you'll see exactly what we'll be capable of here. Now, the problem we'll have to watch out for is we can't heal Io, so that's a super duper problem that we'll have to really take advantage of here in some way or another. Okay. Oh, ouch. And if we get a chance to, at some point, get the Dameron going, we will have to keep that in mind. Okay, we'll do it right here, right now. You can see there's a big amount of ichor recovery there. Okay, and let's go for, whoops, not that. Okay, let's just put, and you can see the amount of ichor recovery already. Whoops. Okay. Can't get the launch there. Okay. Ew. Thanks. Hopefully she doesn't die now. Okay, let's go for this. Good. Okay. And then we'll go for this. Very nice. Okay. We're not performing at peak capacity here by any means, but we're doing well enough. We gotta get off this wall here. Okay. Oops. Okay, whoopsie. Oh, ouch. Thanks, EO. Okay, yes. Stupid monkey. Okay, we're doing all right here. Not fantastic by any means, but we're doing well enough. Ouch. Ouch. Where is this thing? That was kind of interesting. Okay, and let's go ahead and finish her off. There we go. Okay. So yeah, doing this invasion is typically like super hard and very claustrophobic, and everybody is just piled on top of everything here. And it's very hard to do it, but with this build, you can actually make really good use of it. Obviously, EO helped us there, pick us up a little bit, and that's, you know, to be expected at some point. But if we go and do the other invasion here in the cathedral, You'll see also if you have some room to move around instead of being just piled on top of everything, it actually does way better. And so if we go back to the fortified here, you'll notice the I-core recovery won't be, you know, as ridiculous, about 50% less ridiculous, obviously, but it's pretty incredible either way. Oh, missed the parry. Okay. Okay. So yeah, doing lightning damage here in the cathedral, and that's why the 4 big nukes are really cool, that you have one in each flavor. So depending on whatever enemy you're going up against, you have their weakness, which is very nice for the cathedral here overall. So let's go ahead and head over here. We'll get into the run, into the invasion. And also the nice thing about it is that because you have really good stagger with the Argent Wolf Kingblade all the time, you can make really good use out of that charge, that heavy attack, basically whenever you want, which is really nice. Okay, let's put them down. Okay. I thought she was doing the other thing, and I thought I could get the backstab, but not the case. Not the case. Okay. Got lucky launch there. Okay, and go for another launch. Okay. Get rid of that monkey. Now these ladies you can stagger to no end, which is great. Okay. My head chopped off there. Right, and then we'll go for Purging Thorn here. Oops. Wow, she has some reach. Okay, and... wow. Comboed. Okay, and then we'll just go for this, and that will be this invasion. So you can see this one is also a pretty difficult invasion, but it is nowhere near the difficulty of the other one in the roundabout. And even here in this area for the cathedral, we just absolutely shredded this entire invasion pretty easily, pretty handedly. So yeah, definitely recommend everyone give this build a try out, and you know, if you have everything. But yeah, the Argent Wolf Kingblade makes this thing all work along the way here as it normally does. But the cool thing is that you're slow mobility, and it still really doesn't matter too much, because you're able to change out this one obviously for whatever enemies you're going against, and you're able to destroy things with these two very easily, very handedly. Now if we go versus the Despot, this is kind of a joke build for him in a sense, because of how you have so much blood damage that you run with. You can absolutely just shred the dude in no time at all. And it's pretty hilarious how if you build for the, obviously for the weaknesses of each boss, but because of Purging Thorn, and you don't really have a good chance to actually use blood damage too much, it's really nice that when you get to something like the Despot, you can just absolutely shred through him. And we'll go with Eva here, obviously, because she does blood, and since he's weak to blood and all his minions are weak to blood, it just makes for a better time. Okay, so here we'll go for Vodnik Mass, and here instead of this guy, we could go for something like Elder Contract or Execution, which would be really nice. And so that's really cool that you have a build like this where you can recover, you know, tons and tons of ichor from your weapon
Enemy present.
while you're
What do you want
attacking
to do?
all at the same time, and you can actually, you know, continue damaging along the way,
Awfully attentive.
and you can absolutely just destroy things. Okay, good job, Eva. Okay, if we would have had Dark Shout there, Von Mass would have killed him, or if we would have run Execution, he would have died in one execution stroke, which is really nice.
Enemy present.
Okay, so something like this,
Just watch.
as you can see, we have quite a bit of damage that we can go for,
I see
which is
smoke.
really, really great.
Want to check it out?
Okay, and then we'll head back. And that is really, really nice that you don't have to actually use the 3 gifts that were prescribed in the build, but they are a very, very, very good, very, very excellent starting point after, you know, everything else that you're doing here. Okay, we'll take him out, and then we will take him out. And you see that it doesn't matter really that you are slow mobility because you're wearing the Sub-Zero Shroud, which you can tank really, 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 really well on that Blood Veil, except for the fact if you have, if you're fighting blood damage like the Queen's Knight or the Queen's Knight Reborn. Okay, so now this will be kind of a hilarious setup here that we have running. And we should probably go for the Devour version here just to keep up our ichor recovery here. Okay, and we'll go for these 2. Good.
We can't let ourselves.
Okay, we'll run over here. Okay. Yeah, 11 or 12 ichor on our recovery there. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, just nuts. Just absolutely nuts here. Let's get some ichor.
We're almost there.
And because we have the ultimate stagger weapon, obviously, I mean, he just gets destroyed, completely destroyed by this setup here. And Purging Thorn, even though it has a very, very long cooldown, it's still really, 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 really strong. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of random adventure here, running this build. Again, it's for Frost Stream, and Woolperk is Fire. And this setup here and the Fortified can do really, really well pretty much in any scenario that you need it to. Just remember that your slow mobility and those dodges are kind of hard to get in when you actually need to go and dodge something. But yeah, I highly recommend giving this a try. And thank you, CFE, for your time. And we'll see you guys in another adventure tomorrow.